people from here want to move here, while none of the people living here wants to go here? And why is that the people who move here try to make this place much more like this place, while this place didn't work for them at all? One would think that moving here will make them see all the errors in here. But it seems they just want to bring all the errors with them to here. Isn't that weird? Why is that so many people from here want to move here?
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Yeah,
Why is that
today, we were talking about cultural themes yesterday, and yesterday it was cultural themes here in the Black community in America. Today we're talking about a culture of violence.
Why is that so many?
And there's not just one culture of violence. We could say that there is a thug culture. What's the word? That is encouraged in the Black community, but ultimately the vast majority of the Black community are Christians. So not super concerned about that. We're talking about a culture today that not only encourages violence, it encourages lying, it encourages cheating, it encourages treating people differently based on religion. So we're talking about the religion of peace today. So yeah, that opening video, I love this video that Chad has on the screen playing here. I think it's great. It's a perfect analysis and summary of what's going on in the world. Think about this for a minute, folks. Islam was supposedly the last and final revelation of God. One would think that the people who got the last and final revelation of God would have more impact on the global society in the world, but they don't. When is the last scientific innovation that came out of the Middle East? What is the last great philosophical thought that came out of the Middle East? None. Because they don't have a reason to. Anybody who thinks outside the box in the Middle East is let's just say it's not good for them. Things don't end well for them. So it's strange that the people who are, again, were given the last and final revelation don't have any impact on the world around them other than violence. That's it. Violence is the only thing that they contribute to the world. Again, nobody moves to the Middle East. Nobody's like, oh, I can't wait to go to Iraq and Afghanistan. I can't wait to move to Iran. There's none of that. It's a joke. It's a fever dream. So today we're just going to kind of give a cultural analysis of, I guess, the religion of peace and the cultures and areas that it comes from. So whenever you're ready, Chad, it doesn't really matter what you want to start with, but don't start with that one, though, the one that you have on the screen there at the bottom. That's the one you want to end it with.
Okay. Start with this one. It's a funny one. How to make a Muslim remove brain, insert crap, apply bandage, release to the public. That's pretty gnarly.
That's pretty funny, man. Obviously, that's a joke. It's in jest, but it's not wrong though. It's actually a pretty good meme. That's a really good meme. Again, there's no good that comes out of the religion of Islam. The one thing you could potentially argue is structure. But again, all you have to do is look at the Prophet. All you have to do is look at the works that Islam has done around the world. And again, all you have to do is be like, clearly it hasn't been very good because wherever Islam is in power, nobody wants to be there anymore.
Yeah. The world regresses. The more, like I said, everyone compares it to like Donald Trump. That's the big meme I've been seeing going around right now. Is like, this was what'd they say? Like, this was Iran, like pre
Islamic Revolution.
Pre-Islamic Revolution. They go, this can happen under Trump, and they're just like, okay, but it wasn't a leader that really changed it. It was the Islamic like
Revolution.
revolution in there that
The
brought it
Ayatollah
back.
encouraged it and assumed power, but I mean, it was encouraged by the structure of Islam and enforced by the structure of Islam. So yeah, it's just nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. And people, I mean, again, this is why they have zero problems with this religion. They have no problem. Like, I mean, Christianity is the only religion that's fair game to make fun of. Everything else, they're not going to make fun of Buddha. They're not going to make fun of Taoism. They're not going to make fun of Hinduism, or especially not Islam, because if you make fun of Islam, you're done for.
Yeah. Then here's this next one you sent me, and I'm not sure what this is. It says Islamic doctor. But, it kind of seems like those funny pastor videos.
Yes,
like
yeah.
those traveling pastors that, like, said, oh, he's got the spirit in him. He's got the spirit
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I heal you.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's what you're doing right now is making fun of those giant not evangelical, those giant pastors that make money off of basically saying that they can remove demons from people.
Mm-hmm.
This is that, but again, people will, like you and me, will get in trouble for this because it'd be like, this is obviously silly and ridiculous.
Yeah, let's check this out. It's pretty funny.
What's funny is, in Islam, they don't believe in miracles in the world. So, if you're a Muslim, you shouldn't be able to be infected by a demon.
Yeah. Like, yes, like, this doesn't make any sense, because if this guy's performing, like, an exorcism or a miracle, like, that would get him, like, hung. That should be getting this guy hung, like, immediately.
I guess maybe what we could be saying is maybe they're doing this to make fun of Christians, Maybe this is them. But again, they don't really like to look into a lot of stuff in Christianity because they all think it's fake anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't know, but I just thought that was funny. I don't know a whole lot of the context to that.
All right. Then, of course, there's this one right here that you sent me.
Mm-hmm.
World's first lesbian bishop calls for church to remove crosses and install Muslim prayer spaces. How can you say that, this is not evil? Like, this is like a direct, I mean, you're basically changing religions at this point. This is heresy.
Yes.
Blaspheme. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'd just say heresy at this point.
Yes,
Like,
the cross is the symbol of our religion. It's the symbol of Christ's sacrifice. You have a bishop calling for getting rid of them because they're divisive, and then allowing.
well, we all know women can't be priests anyway.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's heresy right there in itself. But again, this is I mean, Ann Coulter was talking about this the other day, saying stop voting for women. They vote for Democrats and they vote for stupid stuff. And they vote to destroy themselves.
It's like men are more likely to stand by their principles. Women can be reasoned almost into anything. I mean, that's the whole point of the first chapter of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Adam and Eve. Like, Eve is the one that is tempted into temptation to eat the apple, not Adam.
Yeah.
Adam's like, said, our father does not want us to do that. He said no.
Yeah. Again, yeah, it's you're not wrong with that logic. And again, it's just this is what toxic empathy looks like. That woman right there, she's the face of toxic empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Jesus had more enemies than he had friends,
Yeah.
And this is the problem. They're just like, oh, if we're just nice enough to everyone, they'll come around to us. It's like, unless you have people who aren't nice people at all and they're bad faith actors and they'll pretend. Again, and remember, in Islam, you're allowed to lie. Dikaya, you're allowed to lie to your enemies until you gain power. And then you enslave them, and then you force them, if they don't convert, you either convert, kill, or you force them to live as slaves underneath you and pay jizya, which is a non-Muslim tax. Like, if you're not a Muslim, you get taxed.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's like, you don't understand is like, you could not live. You will live as a second-class citizen in any Islamic society.
And again, they're going to turn our countries into Islamic societies. And again, it's like this is why they have Muslim or Islamic no-go zones all over Europe. It's like they're already practicing Sharia law. They already have their own governing system inside their country.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's why police officers, we don't go into the Islamic zones because like they'll attack us and kick us out.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what this one is. You sent me this. This is the only one of yours I didn't watch.
I will say this, so you can watch this one. But basically, if your enemies tell you that they hate you and want to do you harm, why don't you do them a favor and believe them?
Yeah.
Watch this, but just check this video out.
People tell me Islam is love and peace, man. Rubbish!
We're commanded to terrorize the disbelievers. And this is a religion, like I said.
Commanded to terrorize the disbelievers.
The Quran says very clearly in the Arabic language, turhibuna. This means terrorize them. It's a command from Allah.
So you're commanded
to terrorize them.
Terrorize.
Don't greet the Jews and the Christians before they greet you. And when you meet any of them on the roads, force them to go on the narrow side of it. And Imam Malik, he said the same thing as well. In fact, Umar ibn Khattab, who Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that if there was to be another Nabi after me, it would be Umar ibn Khattab in his own charter, not charter of the United Nations, in his charter with the people of Sham, with those Christians of Sham, in his charter was Kafir and Muslim, they're not allowed to wear the same clothes as one another. If the Muslim, he comes out on the day of Eid and he sees Kafir with nice clothes, the Kafir has to take his clothes off and give it to the Muslims. The Kafir, when he walks inside the street, he has to wear a red belt around his neck and he has to have his forehead shaved and he has to wear two shoes which are different from one another. He's not allowed to, and he's not allowed to walk on the pavement. He has to walk on. He has to walk in the middle of the road, and he has to ride on a mule. And that's only for the adults, not for the children. And you can see how Islam would make the child become a Muslim. The kafir, or the child growing up in a state of kufr, he will turn to Islam.
People tell me Islam.
There you go. There you go. If you are non-Muslim, they will embarrass you. They will make you, I mean, if you have nicer clothes, they can gang up on you and say, take these clothes off. You can't look nicer than we do. This is the religion. This is an evil ideology that, again, it's about, where in Christianity does it say embarrass your enemies? It doesn't. It says love your enemies. Mm-hmm. So, again, this is all about, it's ritual humiliation. And like I said, that's what these bishops and stuff are allowing in their countries. Like, oh, let them ritually humiliate us. I mean, this is crazy, man. I mean, toxic empathy is going to be the death of our society. And that's what Muslims believe. You have to do them the favor of believing that. It's crazy. They believe wild stuff, and they will carry out wild stuff because they think they're better than you. Yep. I mean, that right there, that ending one was astounding. I didn't actually go that far in the video, but it's like you will wear two different shoes.
Yeah. That's basically what a homeless person looks like. You will basically be a homeless person.
Yeah. Wear two different shoes, wear a belt around your neck so they can identify you kafir, and they can basically know that you are lesser than them. Their rules force you to look like a fool.
Mm-hmm. So then there's this next one, which this is a Muslim woman agrees with child marriage. And you're wondering why you're seeing like rises in pedophilia and stuff like this in these countries and all of our nations. Like, I mean, it was already a problem to begin with, but if we're going to see spikes of it because people are going to convert to this religion. It's part of my religion.
Yeah,
you're discriminating me against my religion.
The trans and gay community will probably try to flock to Islam because they can have that protection of child marriage. You know, granted, they can't really flock to Islam because Islam will not accept them or tolerate them.
Well, remember they will. Remember, if there's a couple that's accused of being gay, they'll trans one of them. Remember, as a punishment, so that way they're no longer being gay.
Yeah.
A 6-year-old child. A 6-year-old child. No, we're talking about the marriage. She was prepubescent at the point of marriage. The nikah was given at 6. She hit puberty at 9. That means Muhammad married someone who, by your definition, was a child. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
Right. Do you agree with child marriage?
Yes.
Do you agree with child marriage?
I'm not going to deny it.
Do you agree with child marriage? Yes! Right. That is the problem. The Muhammad's example has led you to the conclusion that child marriages are okay. That's a problem.
Again, that's Speaker Bob, and that's Speaker's Corner in the UK. He's basically a guy that just goes after Muslims and tries to expose the evils of Islam. And again, you have these people come up and go, no, it's fine. It's totally fine to marry a child. It's totally fine to marry a prepubescent child, and once again, it's that old saying, old enough to bleed, old enough to breed. Mm-hmm. That is the Islamic way.
Yep, pretty much. It's pretty disgusting.
Yes, it's absolutely disgusting.
Then we have this right here. This is proof that an 8-year-old child bride dies from internal bleeding after her wedding night. And I assume that's her husband, but I can try to read a little bit. an 8-year-old Yemeni girl passed away from internal bleeding on her wedding night, right? In the wake of the wedding, a man 5 times her age, social activist, and 2 nearby occupants said for a situation that caused the outcry in social media and good Lord, banter child brides. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah, we can. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff. You know, I mean, this is the fruit Islam produces. This is the fruit, right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is evil, evil personified. There is of all the religions in the world, if you could choose one that is the most wrong and the most evil, it would be this one. It's Islam. And again, people are so because I mean, it offers you all the pleasures of the world, especially if you're a man. And again, there was a really good one where it showed like a blonde girl, like on vacation in like Qatar, and like, you know, she's wearing like a bikini and walking towards the pool, and you have a bunch of Islamic girls wearing, you know, full burqas, masks, and everything, out by the pool, and it goes, a caged bird thinks that flying is a disease.
Yeah, and then it's the other part of it too is like, why on earth would God offer men in the afterlife, you know, 72 virgins like that are dressed, you know, like, you know, American women, like all dressed up, all sexy for them, but when women are walking around in public, they have to be covered head to toe in trash bags.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange that that's the same God.
Yes, very contradictory stuff, you know. And again, it's not a religion that does a lot of self-reflection. Like, there is not a lot of self-reflection in Islam. When you watch things that happen on Speaker's Corner and Muslims who come in debates, they don't actually defend their faith. They're not defenders of the faith. What they do is they attack all the other religions. They attack Christianity. They attack complicated doctrines within Christianity that your layman Christian would not understand. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what they do. They go after that and they try to justify their religion by tearing down other religions instead of actually dissecting their own religious ideology. So that's, again, Islam. It's not a religion of self-reflection. It's not a religion of deep thought. It's a religion of attack. Just attack all the other ones. Attack their ideologies. Attack the things that we don't understand. Attack the things that...
Yeah, I forget. I wish I could find that video, but there was the video of somebody talking about it. Like, yeah, Islam and Christianity don't get along. Islam and Judaism don't get along. Islam and Buddhism don't get along. Mm-hmm. Islam and, you know, they just go through Hinduism don't get along. It just goes through everything. But why is it that all those religions can, like, exist and be neighborly with each other except the one?
Yeah.
Because it constantly calls to attack anyone that's not who's a part of it.
Identify the problem. Yeah.
Exactly. But then I don't know what this one is. I didn't watch this one that you sent, but it looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a Free Palestine one.
Okay.
People if they would ever live there.
Oh, I wouldn't.
No?
No.
Any specific reasons?
I believe in a free Palestine.
Okay, and would you ever live in a Muslim country?
Yeah, I would.
Under Sharia law?
Sure, absolutely.
You like Sharia law?
Are you familiar with what Sharia law is?
Yes.
Can you give me an example?
Once a woman starts her period, she is allowed to be married off, whatever age that might be.
Okay, I'm glad you believe that. I think I'll end the conversation here, but...
Okay. It's Israel. We're asking people if they would ever live there.
Oh, I wouldn't.
No?
No.
There you go. Again, no critical thought in that girl's head. She just knows that Israel bad because Muslims are dying there. I mean, she doesn't have any self-reflection. It's like, well, the Muslims started the conflict, so why? Israel has the right to defend itself, period. You know? I mean, when you're surrounded by every single country that surrounds you hates you, maybe they're the problem, you know? Mm-hmm. And again, what that girl just said tracks with exactly what we've shown you in this video so far, but she doesn't want to believe it. She goes, of course I would live in a Muslim country. It's like, no, you wouldn't, sweetheart. No, you wouldn't. You are living in a fantasy world.
Yep. Then there's this next one that you sent me right here. Hang on one second. And this is says the moment you realize Tommy Robinson was right all along.
Yes.
You can go to hell! You can go to hell! British police go to hell! British police go to hell! Takbir! La ilaha illallah! La ilaha illallah! Muhammad
weren't sure what they were marching for, but tensions were running high.
Your sister, brother! Your mother! Where is the shame? How dare they touch a woman?
It turns out the demo was...
So you heard what they were chanting when the video started. Do you think those people are trying to integrate into European or British society? Do you think they care about the customs, cultures, and traditions of British? Do you think they care what British values are? No. They're trying to create a new caliphate in your country. I mean, again, we've showed you video after video where like they go, yeah, no, Islam is not a religion of peace. We're going to, we can do whatever we want to the enemy, to you kafir. Guys, this is terrifying. And again, this is what happens when toxic empathy and being nice are the only real values you adhere to. Because those aren't really values. I mean, you're witnessing the death of European culture and society. And I said it's happening here too. The only difference is we just have a significantly bigger pond between us and the UK.
Yeah. And like a much more massive population size too, so we don't see it as rapidly.
Yeah, but it's happening though. So you can start it back up, sorry.
It's in response to the arrest of local woman Mona Thorney, whose husband set off a bomb in Stockholm in 2010. I cannot believe this. I've never seen anything on this.
You heard that? Like, they straight up arrested a woman for her husband blowing up a bomb in Stockholm, or, igniting a bomb in Stockholm. I would say that's pretty, arrest worthy if she completely wasn't complicit and knew about it and didn't say anything about it. That makes her a criminal.
Yes, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. And again, these are Muslims in the UK, not in Stockholm. That's a different country. Stockholm's a city in it's Finland or Sweden, right? It's Sweden, right?
Something like that. Denmark, I think, actually.
Yeah. So why are they protesting that happening in a different country? It's because they're united under the flag of Islam, and that's it. They don't care about your country, your custom, your culture, your values. They don't give a darn. They're there to destroy your country.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart to think that this is happening in my town. Hands off Muslims!
Hands off Muslims!
Hands off Muslims! Everyone's got a right to protest, but I found their chanting provocative and extreme.
British police, go to hell!
British police, go to hell! This is a message to stop oppression. Police burning hell. British police burning hell. Yeah, because no real Muslim wants anyone to burn in
Poor
hell.
woman doesn't even know she's oppressed.
You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose.
Evil.
You believe or you disbelieve. You know what? I choose to wear this, I choose to wear that.
These people can't be reasoned with.
Do I look naked? Do I really? I don't look naked. You're trying to seduce. No one's trying to seduce me, and I'm not trying to seduce anyone. You shouldn't judge me how I try not to judge you. You are. You've just said who am I trying to seduce? No one.
She was raised and indoctrinated in a culture that does nothing but judge. She's in a culture that she thinks that woman is evil and inferior based on what she's been taught. What did Christianity teach us? That we're all sinners and we all fall short of the glory of God.
Yeah.
And all we try to do is invite other people to accept the free invitation of salvation through Christ.
Yeah.
That's Christianity in a nutshell.
Yep.
But yeah, Islam, it's a monster. You can keep
Well, I don't judge you because I'm above that. Excuse me, go and put on some clothes. How you choose to live how you choose to dress like that, I choose to dress like this. You don't start.
It's okay.
Don't you dare speak to me like that. No, this is my hometown as well.
All right, stay then.
No, I'm walking.
Okay.
I am walking. No, I can do what I want.
Okay.
That girl's just I don't mind. Point away. Point away. Because you're not scaring me. I try my hardest to sympathise with people who may be different to me.
All right, so let me go through one thing here, guys. This is why I agree with Tim Pool. If you don't believe in the values if you don't believe in the same principles and values that I believe in, then I'm not going to believe in them for you. Like, if I believe in the freedom of speech and I believe in the right to self-determination, the right to choose, but you come in with your different culture and you don't, then I don't believe in those things for you. I'm going to judge you the way you want to be judged, not the way that I'm going to judge. It's like, I don't judge. If you come in and you say, yep, you have the right to talk, you have the right to do anything you want to do, great. But if you come in and you go, start demanding, and you go, you don't have the right to say that. I'm like, okay, well, I don't think you have the right to say anything back to me. We have to start using the same rules against them. If they're going to hold us to a different standard, we have to hold them back to that same standard. It's like, oh, okay, you're allowed to do whatever you want, but I'm not allowed to, so I'm going to basically argue the same thing. I'm going to use your rules against you. Like I said, these people have been using our rules against us for too long. We have to start using their rules against them. Period.
Yep. But this next one that I have pulled up here is basically what the big fear is and why you're going to see like a radical shift
in culture.
Culture is like, look, 1990, there's one Muslim guy lets him in. 2010, there's 3, he lets him in. Then in 2030, it's a Muslim guy just letting in all the Muslim guys, and then he says, no infidels allowed. And that is basically what happened in Iran in the 1960s. When the Ayatollah took over, it's like if you weren't a hardcore practicing, devout Muslim that obeyed every single tenet of Sharia law,
as well as all the rules,
you were killed. You were killed, or you were ostracized, or you were kicked out of the country.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what will happen. That is what is happening currently. I mean, the mayor, right? How many? There are like 9 Islamic mayors in London now.
Yeah.
9 or 11. Oh, 9/11 Muslims.
And the most common name in the UK now is Muhammad.
Yes.
The most chosen child name at birth now is Muhammad. So they have to ask us, if the UK even salvageable? Like, if the UK doesn't do what Trump is doing with Trinidad Aragua and all the Hispanics right now, we're not going to see Europe.
UK's not going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The UK and Europe will not survive if they don't start mass deportations now. Be like, sorry, you're no longer British citizens. British values are not Muslim values. You have to go.
Mm-hmm. Then there's this one that you sent me.
Yeah, Canada's finally waking up. I hope this is real and not just AI. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, more of that. We need more of that.
Mm-hmm. But this is also kind of delves into what we were talking about the other day with, people are getting sick of this stuff. This is New York. People are throwing dog crap at the pro-Palestinian protesters now in New York.
Crap. They need to throw bacon and pork products at them.
Yeah, but just like either way, it's like people are getting sick of this stuff, and like we're sick of it. Like, this is how the country is finally waking up to this, and like we're gonna get a pushback. And it's gonna be. It's gonna
get
bad.
violent. Yeah, because again, Muslims don't take to, disrespect well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, but the only thing that the Islamic communities respect is strength. This is why Trump's a good leader to have right now at the time, because he's a strongman leader. They don't respect. The reason Russia invaded Ukraine, the reason, every single time the Russians pushed on someone was when the Democrat was in office.
Yeah.
They don't push against Republicans because they know Republicans are typically stronger and more hawkish than Democrats are.
Yeah, like it was during Obama that they took Crimea.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's look at this video. Dog crap all over that car. Yeah.
And they're throwing hot water.
They're throwing hot water. Yeah, coming from the protesters that are usually violent and flags and stuff.
Yeah, taking over buildings. This is awesome. It's sad that it's happening, but like I said, this is what happens when you have Islamic protests take place like 24/7 since the invasion of Gaza.
Yeah, there has been a protest about Israel-Palestine pretty much since October 7th.
And people, New Yorkers, are done. You can turn it down. Keep showing it. But yeah, the New York City people, the people who have to go to work every day, they are sick of this crap. And why wouldn't you be? It's like, you look down, you see these Palestinian flags flying. It's like, don't you people have jobs? And then all of a sudden it dawns on you. They're living off the welfare system. These are not contributing members in our society. Immigration failed. Mm. And all these people are here waving these flags on your taxpayer dime. So, yeah, You're going to get pissy. And you're going to be like, I have to go to work. I have stuff to do. This is my home. And they get to sit there, goof around at having a parade all day, yelling retarded chants about
also,
being oppressed when they're in America and not in the place that's allegedly being oppressed.
And also, like I said, probably USAID funded until now.
Yeah. So that's why these, well, again, we hope that these parades stop soon because the funding goes away. But again, I guarantee you, Qatar and all kinds of Islamic jihad money is funneling into these protests and parades.
Yeah. But this is just like the Democrats are wanting to fundamentally change America, especially with the Republican in charge. They're like, America is fundamentally evil and has to be changed. It's just like, why do you think, if you think America is evil and the people that are here running it are evil, yeah, this is why they're like, import people. We have to change this terrible culture.
Change the culture. Again, all cultures are equal. Guys, if we showed you the video yesterday and we showed you the video today, what does that show you? Definitely all cultures are not equal. If everyone was like Mr. Metcalf, the guy whose son died, the kid that the father of the football player who got stabbed by that kid, if everyone was more like that, yeah, I would say the world would be a better place. The problem is you have people who are like this. You have bad faith actors with a evil religion that are coming here and taking advantage of our social welfare systems and trying to fundamentally change the identity of our culture.
Yep. And it's just getting worse, as we can see here. But this is the next one. Like, just go to show you, like, the Democrats, like, truly, truly hate you. Like, I mean, like, this meme right here sums up. I've been seeing this being shared around the internet on all left-wing forums and, like, threads, whatever. But just, like, Democrats are the party of the working class. That's how they build themselves. Like, we are the blue-collar working class. We want every person to be paid a fair wage that's working in a factory, teacher, whatever. It's like, and now that Trump's like, we need to tariff countries and bring back manufacturing here, they're making fun of you.
They're making fun of the working class. They're making fun of the manufacturing. They're making fun of the union working man.
Yeah.
That's who they're making fun of right now.
Yes. I mean, look at this. Watch this. We're just going to watch this video, but this is them making this has been shared everywhere on left-wing communist Marxist type platforms, like in Democratic circles, like said people that the Democratic Party promote, and they're making fun of you. They don't, like I said, this is it. They do not love the working class. They just hate rich people.
Yes, they don't love the poor. They just hate the rich. So just check this out. Is there music to it?
Yeah, there's music.
Yeah, so the parallel here is Chinese sweatshops. Under Trump is bringing Chinese sweatshops back to America. So all the fat, lazy people can work in sweatshops. You can turn the music down. Just kind of talk. So, again, the party of the working class, the Democrat Party, is making fun of the idea of bringing working class jobs back to America.
Yeah, and this comes from Kyle Kulinski, Secular Talk Show. Yeah, Kyle Kulinski is a radical left-wing anti-Trumper, and he's sharing this. He's got I think 2 million or something followers on YouTube or whatever.
I thought union working class manufacturing jobs were what Democrats wanted. And they're for the working man. They're for the union guys. What happened? Now you're making fun of the idea of working class jobs coming back to America? You're making fun of unionized jobs? Again, these people don't actually care about you. They don't care about you having a job. They don't care about you having purpose and direction in your life. They don't care about you making money and supporting your family. They care about making political points and earning political points and trying to take down Trump by their means. Like, what's wrong with any of this? What's wrong with people going to work and actually doing a job and making a wage?
Yeah. The biggest fear that I always had was when one of my friends wasn't working. I was like, I didn't care what they were doing. If they were working, I knew that they were trying to at least better themselves.
Yeah.
Like, if I heard that they were just being a bum, I was worried about them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't care what the heck the job was. And that's the thing. Democratic elitists like Kyle Kulinski here are quite literally saying, I can't believe it. Said, look, that Trump wants to make American sweatshops now. Like, can you imagine a bunch of Americans working in a sweatshop? Just like, who cares what the job is? If they're making American products that's bringing money into America and it's staying in America, yeah, that's better. I mean, being built and made in America was a huge deal back in the day.
Yeah.
I would always try to do that. The only time that I had to kind of stop was when Amazon and all these online companies came about.
Yeah.
It's because, like, yeah, like, oh, you need this thing, you know, like, it's convenience. Like I said, when convenience beats, you know, American made, and that's what basically Amazon did, and all these other online things have done. It's like convenience and cheaper, faster, versus American made and better, superior product.
Yeah. Yep. That's the truth, man. Again, they don't care about you, and that's just kind of off topic compared to what we've been talking about today. But
I mean, it has to do with the fact that this is why
the
Democrats,
cultural shift.
the
Yes,
cultural
it's
shift.
a cultural shift within the Democratic Party. Now we're the party of the elites. We're not the party of the working class. And again, if you are still voting Democrat thinking you're doing the world a favor being working class, you are living in a fever dream. You're living in a fantasy world.
This social media post right here is proof. And two, the sheer fact that just like, oh, we need to bring in immigrants to do the jobs that Americans won't do.
Yeah, no,
there is no job that is above you.
Yeah.
There's no job that is below your station.
Yep. I mean, again, base training. You clean toilets. You do everything. If you think you're a cleaning toilets is beneath you, do you not clean your own house? Do you not clean off your own sink, your own countertops? Again, nobody craps in your own toilet but you. You're not cleaning it up? I mean, the only thing you can say is, this is why I say, like, it depends on how much you make. If you have such a bitchy schedule that you have to hire a maid and you can afford to hire a maid, great. You've made your wealth made another job for someone else to do. So good for you. But again, it's this elitist mentality that these Democrats have now. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Anyway, this is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that's all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
You believe Christopher Columbus existed? He said, yeah. I say, I mean, you know, we don't have pictures of Alexander the Great. We don't have pictures of Julius Caesar. We don't have pictures of numerous of gods that people still believe in, but they believe that they existed. Why don't you believe Jesus exists? I say, well, you believe that those guys existed, and you don't believe that Jesus existed, because if you believe that Jesus existed, that requires you to change. Believing in Julius Caesar or Alexander the Great, believing that they existed, that doesn't require you to change your life. Believing that Jesus existed with no picture or evidence, enough evidence, quote unquote, requires you to change the way you're living. That's why you don't want to believe, because believing in Jesus requires change, and you don't want to change. And he said, you're right. Yeah, yes. So that's the same thing with most people. You believe